Imagine two people in America. Both earn about $70,000 a year. Both live in the same city. Both graduated from college around the same time. 10 years later, their financial lives look completely different. One of them has more than $300,000 invested and is thinking about buying a second home. The other has credit card debt, a car loan, and barely any savings. Same salary, same country, same economy. So what actually created the difference? It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't luck, and surprisingly, it wasn't income either. The real difference was a set of quiet money habits. Habits that many wealthy Americans follow without really talking about them, and habits that most middle-class people unknowingly ignore. Today, we're going to talk about 5 of those habits, not as quick tips, but as ways of thinking. Because wealth in America usually isn't created by one big decision. It's created by hundreds of small decisions repeated over many years. And once you understand the logic behind those decisions, money starts to make a lot more sense. Let's start with something that happens to almost everyone. You get a raise. Maybe you go from $55,000 a year to $70,000. Suddenly, life feels different. Your paycheck is larger, your confidence is higher, and a very natural thought appears. Maybe it's time to upgrade your life a little. Maybe a nicer apartment, maybe a newer car, maybe a few more luxuries that make life feel comfortable. This is where the first financial split often begins, because most people treat a raise like permission to upgrade their lifestyle. But many wealthy people treat a raise like permission to buy something else: time. Let's look at a typical situation. Someone earning $70,000 a year in the United States might take home roughly $4,300 a month after taxes and deductions. Now look at a very normal monthly budget. Rent might be around $1,800, a car payment could be $500 or $600, insurance maybe $200, food around $500, phone bills, internet, streaming subscriptions another couple hundred, entertainment, shopping, random expenses maybe $600. By the end of the month, most of that income is gone. There's not much left to invest. But imagine someone who makes the same income and makes one slightly different decision. Instead of upgrading their apartment immediately, they keep their rent lower for a few more years. Instead of buying a brand new car, they drive a reliable used one. Suddenly, their monthly expenses might be $1,000 lower. That means they can invest $1,000 every month. That's $12,000 per year going into investments. If that money grows at around 7% annually, which is close to the long-term return of the stock market, after 15 years, it becomes roughly $300,000. Not because they earned more money, but because they delayed lifestyle upgrades. This idea sounds simple, but psychologically, it's very difficult. Humans constantly compare themselves to others. We notice the cars people drive, the apartments they live in, the vacations they take. And social media has amplified this comparison more than ever. When everyone around you seems to be upgrading their life, staying financially disciplined can feel like you're falling behind. But wealthy people often think about spending in a slightly different way. They ask themselves a quiet question: is this purchase buying comfort, or is it stealing my future time? Because every increase in lifestyle usually requires more years of work to support it. And when you start thinking about money in terms of time instead of objects, your decisions start to change. Now let's talk about the second habit: automation. Most people imagine wealthy investors constantly researching stocks, watching financial news, and trying to predict the market. But many successful investors actually follow a much simpler approach. They automate their investing. Every month, a fixed amount of money moves automatically into an investment account. No decision required, no emotions involved. just consistency. Imagine two workers. Both want to invest for the future. The first person invests when they feel confident. When the market is rising, they invest. When the market becomes scary, they stop. Sometimes they forget entirely for several months. The second person sets up an automatic transfer of $800 every month into an investment account, no matter what the news says, no matter what the market is doing. If that $800 per month grows at 7% for 30 years, it becomes almost $1 million. And interestingly, research consistently shows that automatic investors often outperform people who try to actively manage their investments. Because the biggest enemy of long-term investing isn't lack of information, it's human emotion. Every market cycle follows a similar emotional pattern. When markets rise, people feel confident. They invest more money. But when markets fall, people feel fear. They stop investing. Some even sell their investments during the worst possible moments. Automation removes this emotional roller coaster. Instead of asking, "Is the market safe right now?" the system simply continues investing, month after month, year after year. And that steady consistency quietly builds wealth over decades. Now let's talk about something that quietly destroys many financial plans: debt. Debt itself is not always bad. A mortgage, for example, can help someone own a home. But there is another kind of debt that causes much more damage: invisible debt. Debt that feels small on a monthly basis but grows extremely expensive over time. Consider a common situation. Someone buys a car for $42,000. The monthly payment might be around $700. That doesn't seem outrageous. Many people can afford that payment. Now add something else. Maybe $6,000 of credit card balance with an interest rate of around 20%. The minimum payment might be around $180 per month. Combined, that person is now paying around $900 every month toward debt. That's over $10,000 per year. Now imagine something different. Instead of those payments going toward debt, that same amount was invested. $10,000 invested annually at 7% for 25 years becomes roughly $680,000. This is why debt is so powerful. It doesn't just cost money today, it steals future investment growth. The psychological trap is that most people think in monthly payments instead of total costs. Instead of asking, "Is this car worth $42,000?" people ask, "Can I afford $700 per month?" That small shift in thinking changes everything. And companies design their pricing around this behavior. Car dealerships advertise monthly payments. Subscription services charge small recurring fees. Credit cards offer minimum payments. Everything is structured to make large costs feel manageable. But wealthy individuals often evaluate purchases differently. They think about the total financial impact, not just the monthly payment. That perspective alone helps them avoid many financial traps. Now let's talk about another habit that creates huge differences over time: starting early. Many people delay investing because they believe they should wait until their income is higher. It feels logical, but mathematically it's extremely expensive. Imagine two friends starting their careers. The first begins investing at age 22, just $300 per month, at 7% returns. After 13 years, at age 35, they stop investing completely. They never add another dollar. Total invested over those 13 years is around $47,000. Now consider the second person. They wait until age 35 to begin investing, but they invest $600 per month, double the amount. And they continue investing all the way until retirement at 65. Over 30 years, they invest more than $200,000. Much more effort, but at retirement, the difference between them is surprisingly small, because the first investor gave their money something incredibly powerful: time.
Compound growth works slowly at first. For many years, it feels like nothing is happening, but eventually the curve begins to accelerate, and later it grows dramatically. This is why early investing often matters more than large contributions later. Time multiplies money in a way that effort alone cannot. The challenge is psychological. When someone invests $200 or $300, it doesn't feel like wealth building. It feels small. But compound growth hides its power in the early years. The results only become visible later. Now let's talk about the final habit: income growth. Saving money is important, but saving alone rarely creates significant wealth. What many financially successful people understand is increasing income changes.
Imagine two people in America. Both earn about $70,000 a year. Both live in the same city. Both graduated from college around the same time. 10 years later, their financial lives look completely different. One of them has more than $300,000